sort of all the information we're going to go over tonight for the 800 gram challenge. So you've heard me talking about this for quite a while now. And here it is, we are about to start on Monday. I think on Friday or Saturday, you're going to start getting stuff being pushed through SugarWOD. So the challenge will start Monday. Just once everybody's paid, and I've got you marked paid, then you'll get access to SugarWOD, and that's how this whole thing is going to get pushed out, so that I don't have to do all that. So it's all going to go out that way. So everybody that has paid and is doing this will get access to it. It'll be a drop-down menu, so I'm going to talk about that before I end up forgetting about it. So if you have your phones here, the drop-down menu is not there yet for you because you don't have access to it. But you know when we did home WODs and you clicked on the home WOD part, there's going to be a 800 gram challenge part now, and so you can go toggle between the two of them. So when you want the 800 gram challenge information, you'll go to that, and when you're wanting the normal workouts, you go to that. There's a lot of information in there, so there's a lot of videos, not that I produced. Remember, this isn't 800 gram challenge, isn't me that made this up, it's somebody named E.C. Sinkowski. So she's got some videos on there that talks, lots of helpful videos. Initially, it's a lot to talk about how the challenge works, but then it'll get into the how-tos, like making a smoothie or doing something like this, or how do I best do this, and she gives you good hints and tips on how to eat fruits and veggies. So I highly recommend you don't just go into where you're going to plug in your points, because that's how you're going to keep track. Try to read all of the different things, okay? So here we're just going to follow along on this piece of paper, and I know it is, for those of you that are over the age of 40, it is really small. I didn't make this piece of paper, she did. So to get it to fit, this is what all the information, so you might have to put the magnifying glass on your phone to just be able to read this. I've got it here so that I can read it here, but I'm just literally following along. And then if you have questions along the way, please ask. I will stay after for questions as well. If you have anything you need to ask me specifically, if I didn't explain something. So 800 grams of fruits and vegetables, what is it? It's pretty simple. I've done numerous challenges since I started running my gym. This one is about as simple as it comes. I have learned over the years to really keep it simple. And the best way for people to make change is small changes. So some of you have done challenges with me in the past and probably are going to look at this like, I want to do a little bit more than this, and you are more than welcome to make this what you want of it, right? But the premise is 800 grams of fruits and vegetables. So that's as simple as it gets. You have to eat that every single day to get points, but then you can eat whatever else you want. So we're going to go into talking about, how that's going to look, and in terms of what you want out of this, it's going to be what you put into it. So if you eat 800 grams of fruits and vegetables, but then you eat beer and pizza every night, you probably aren't going to lose weight, but you still will get healthier. Okay, so at 800 grams fruits and vegetables by weight every day for 28 days. No other foods are restricted. Only the fruits and vegetables count towards the 800 grams, and we're going to go into what exactly that is. And then why 800 grams? So she says, and the literature supports, that eating 800 grams is that macro type number to make sure that you're hitting what you should actually hit for fruits and vegetables every day. So, the food guide talks about eating whatever it is, 7 to 9 or 7 to 10 fruits and vegetables every day. This just puts it into a simpler form where you eat 800 grams, or you learn what 800 grams is, and that's about what you need every day to be healthy, getting all the vitamins and minerals that you need in a healthy diet. What ends up happening here, so lots of people are, can I just eat 800 grams of potatoes? Yep, you can, according to her rules. Yes, you can. But what it's going to do, though, is even if you decide to eat 800 grams of potatoes, which I'm hoping you don't, there's not a lot left on your plate for the poorer choices. So the big premise here is when we put those fruits and vegetables on our plate, when we have to put them inside our snacks and stuff in order to get those 800 grams, you're going to not have room to eat the processed food that usually goes in its place. So when we have half of our plate fruits and vegetables, we can't put on, the chips and the cheesies and the junk food that goes on our plates with that kind of stuff. It does allow for imperfections, and again, I have done numerous challenges, and it's just hard to be perfect. And so I have learned over the course of all of my challenges, you gotta let people have some imperfections in their diet in order for it to be successful long term, because here we are again trying to do another challenge for people, and it's just not easy to my message is still the same. I want to teach you how to eat healthy for the rest of your life so that we don't have to do these anymore. But we've all learned that that's not, it's easier said than done, right? But imperfections come along with it, even in my diet. So it's easier to run a challenge like this and to learn how to eat. If you can just get this in your diet and yet something else slips you up, you're still doing better than most people are doing, okay? Okay, we're gonna go on to points. So in the middle section there, scoring the points. So there's a possible of 8 points a day. This is again on Sugar WOD. So just like how you would enter your workout like you just did today, you would enter your points at the end of the day for what you get. So you get 4 points for hitting 800 grams. You have to hit 800 grams in order to get all the other points that come along with it. The only other point you get without it being based on 800 grams is a workout point. So we're going to get 4 points for 800 grams of food. And if you do a workout that day, you would get 1 point. If you do eat 800 grams of food, of fruits and vegetables, you'll get 4 points, plus you will then have the ability to get more points on top of that. So again, to the question, can I eat 800 grams of potatoes? Yes, you can. You would get 4 points for eating 800 grams of potatoes, but you would not get 2 points for eating diversity. So what it's ultimately trying to teach us is that we want to eat a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, and I hope that that's what you guys come away with, because it's going to force you to go into your computer and find some recipes for vegetables and learn how to eat different types of vegetables, because we have to try to get, hi Michael. So we have to try to get that 800 grams. If you just decide to eat broccoli and potatoes and cauliflower every day for 28 days, by the end, you're going to hate broccoli, cauliflower, and potatoes. So really try to go outside your wheel well and learn to eat some other vegetables that you haven't eaten before. I'm going to be having to do the same thing. I like my sort of set things. I eat lots of different fruits and vegetables, but this is an opportunity for you to try more. So you're going to get 2 points for diversity, meaning you have to eat at least 6 food items or 6 fruits and vegetables a day to get that diversity point, and they have to be 25 grams or more. So you can't eat 800 or 795 grams of potatoes and then 1 carrot and 1 grape and 1 piece of cauliflower and call it a day. You have to have at least 25 grams. So then it's at least forcing you to have a small serving of each of those vegetables or fruits. And then you get a bonus point. So the bonus point is going to be fed through Sugar WOD. The bonus point isn't made up by me. Again, it's made up by E.C. Simkowski. So on Mondays, that'll be part of the Monday thing, the Monday stream that you get. It will tell you what the bonus point is for that week. And it's the same every day. So you don't have to be checking in every single day and doing something different every single day. So on Monday, for the first week, it will be, for example, you have to eat, I don't know, a cup of grapes. It's not going to be that, but let's just say it is. And so then you would do that, and if you do it, you get a bonus point. So then, with that total, if you eat 800 grams, you get 4 points. If you don't eat 800 grams, you don't get diversity points, you don't get bonus points, even if you do it. You have to hit the 800. And so if you get 4 points for that, 2 points for diversity, 1 bonus point, and then the 1 point for working out. You would get a total of 8 points. When you enter it into Sugar WOD, you could enter 1 point because you would get a workout point. You can't enter 2 or 3 points because that would be impossible, because in order to get all the other points, you have to hit 800 grams. So if you eat 800 grams, that adds up to 5 points. So you either have to go, or that adds up to 4. So you can have your workout point for 1 point, your 800 grams for 4 points, or both of them for 5. There's no way you can get 2 or 3 points. So when I'm going through, don't put 2 or 3 points, because then I'm like, you didn't do it, obviously. So make sure that you are hitting what you need to hit. And then we're going to talk about the workout a little bit. Oh, hang on here. Okay. We talked about that. So the workouts they can be the workouts in the gym. She has also provided, and I was kind of toying, what am I going to do? Am I going to keep them? Am I going to throw them out? We also have home workouts still in our gym, right? Because we have some people that are still working out from home. So, well, I decided to keep them because the beauty of those ones is that there's no equipment required. So she's got all these home WODs every single day for the 28 days that you can choose to do an extra WOD. So if you go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but you're like, I really do want to get a point like Tuesday, Thursday, she has some body weight only home WODs there. You can use them, not use them. I'm just gonna keep them there. So if you want them, they're yours. If you don't want them, you don't have to use them, or keep them in your back pocket for some other day when you want them. Or you can use the home WODs that I've been posting along with our regular workout WODs. And so you can choose any of those, or you can do something else. So a workout doesn't have to be in here. You can go for a bike ride. We're doing a running challenge now, so you could be doing the running challenge, whatever that activity is for the day. That can be your workout, as long as it's a workout. So going to the mall shopping is not a workout. Walking down the street and back with your dog is not a workout, but going for a brisk 20-minute walk with your dog is a workout. So if you have to ask yourself and go, is it a workout? Probably it's not. Yes. So if you're like, yep, I did this, click the button and do it. Everything is on the honor system. You are not going to have to show me where all your grams and everything added up to. It's all on the honor system. They just recommend even in your phone or on a sticky note or something, just keeping track. So we all have notes in our phone now, right? Just keep track of what you do throughout the day, add it up at the end of the day, and hope that it adds up to 800 grams, okay? So I'm not going to be checking that. I'm assuming if you did 800 grams, you are being truthful about it. I think that's it for that. Oh, the one last thing on Sugar WOD is on Fridays, so every day there will be like a whiteboard, just like we do in the gym, so you'll see where everybody's points are and stuff like that. On Fridays, there'll be a leaderboard, so then it'll be the point total for what's going on in the group. So then if you want to see where you're stacking up against people, then you can do that. Actually, before I go on to the scoring, so then we're going to talk about prizes. I talked about that in the email that I sent out. So there will be prizes, and there will be 2 different prizes a week. So I talked about it. There will be a participation prize, so that anybody that's participating, I think it said, what, 3, I can't remember, 5 of the 7 days, I can't remember what I said, whatever I said in the email. 5 of the 7. So if that happens, then your name will go into the draw for participation. If you get the most points, then your name will be considered for the most points. Because we only have 8 points a day, we could tend to have ties, and so then if I have 5 people with the most points at the end of the week, then those 5 people will go in a draw, and it'll be randomly drawn that way. So that way I'm hoping, and then the next week it will start all over again. So I'm hoping, because I tend to have a lot of turnout when we started a challenge. So this one, I think I have 45 people signed up, which is the most ever, so yay, give yourself a hand for that. But usually by the end, I have like those 10 or 15 hanger honors. So that's not what I want. I'm trying to see, it's only 28 days this time. It's not 6 weeks, it's not 8 weeks, 28 days. Give me 28 days, and I promise the fruits and vegetables will become easier for you. So then I'm hoping with that participation and everything goes back to 0 on week 2. So if you have a bad week, doesn't matter. You can have a good second week or a good third week, or if you're going on vacation for a few days and you're like, crap, now what do? I might as well quit. You don't have to quit. So there's going to be a participation prize every week. There's going to be a top earner or top point getter every week, or unless there's a tie, obviously. And then at the end, it'll be another group of points where the top points for the entire challenge, and again, if we have ties, we'll draw a name, and it will be the top participation. So if you did 5 of the 7 workouts or whatever I said in the email over the course of the 4 weeks, then your name will go into the drawing for participation. So there's lots of chances for you guys to win prizes. Okay, yes, no foods. So it goes through that all on there. It's in super small writing, so I'm just going to quickly go over it. Avocados, it's a fruit, eat it. I wanted just to point out, you can't weigh pits and skins and things like that. So you cannot, if you're not going to eat the pit and you're not going to eat the skin, you can't weigh it to eat. What's that? I know, so you can't do that. So you can eat avocados, but you have to take it out. Coconuts, you can do the same thing, but you can't eat the skin, you can't eat the water, you can't eat the milk inside of it. You just can't count it. So you can only count the meat of the coconut. Corn is on there, so you probably are all going to go, what? She said corn? And I haven't changed my mind on corn. But she's the one doing the challenge. So she says it counts. So if corn counts, eat it at your own risk. I'm not a fan of corn. You know that.
You'll probably live, but you might
You'll
die.
live. So if you want to eat corn, just really try to make sure it's like corn on the cob or organic corn or something good like that. But it counts. You can't do corn derivatives. You can't have popcorn for count that. Doesn't weigh anything anyways.
Have your butter,
right? So you can't do that. Fermented foods like pickles, sauerkraut, things like like that do count as long as it's just the vegetables. So when you're gonna go to eat canned something or jar of something, make sure you look at the ingredients. It can only have like water and the vegetable, or spices and the vegetable, and then you have to drain the water, so you can't measure the whole can. Drain it, measure it, and then it counts. If it has sugar in it, it does not count. French fries, yes, they are made of potatoes, but you don't get to count them. So anything that is being processed that comes in a bag or anything like that, or has been commercially fried, doesn't count. But you can take your sweet potatoes or your potatoes and you can cut them up into homemade fries, and you can cook them that way, and then they count. So as long as you make them and you don't load them up with a whole bunch of bad stuff, then they can count. Grains do not count, so rice, quinoa, buckwheat, all that kind of stuff, they just don't count because they're not a vegetable or a fruit. You can still eat them. Again, I'm not a big fan, but you can eat them. And so you don't worry about those being on your plate. You just can't add them to your vegetable count. Legumes do count though, so beans and peas do count. So you can still eat your chili in the wintertime. So you can eat those. Peanuts do not count though, so they are off the list, and it's all put in there. Olives you can eat those, even though they're really yucky. I'm not sure why you're doing it, but they're terrible. Nuts again, they don't count, but you can eat them. I eat lots of nuts, but they're not a fruit or a vegetable, so you can't eat them. Tomatoes, so people have talked to me about that. Tomato derivatives, so tomato sauce, tomato paste, salsa, all that kind of stuff. It goes it talks about it pretty simply. If the ingredient says tomatoes, water, and spices, and you drain the water, then you can count it. If it says tomatoes and cornstarch and and sugar and this and that, then you can't count it. So if it just has the vegetables and the spices, and that's it, you can count it. If it's a tomato paste, though, that has sugar and a whole bunch of other stuff in it, and you can't drain it, then you can't count it either. So you can't do tomatoes, those things, but you can do them if you drain it. And if you make it yourself, then if you're going to make salsa or whatever you're going to do, make it with all the veggies, weigh the veggies, then put all your water and everything else you're going to put inside of the salsa, and then you can eat it that way. So as long as it doesn't have stuff added into it. Okay, so that's pretty much, we went through the yes/no foods, we went through the scoring. We're going to just go on to sort of the other facts that you have to follow. So you have to be able to weigh your food as a standalone, so it can't be unprocessed, or it has to be unprocessed standalone food. If you're going to have chili, for example, just make sure whatever you're going to put in the chili, measure it first. So if you're going to put all the different vegetables in your chili, you can't take your whole chili thing and then weigh that. So make sure you're just measuring the food, the vegetables, before you put it in the thing to cook, and you can do it. You do need a scale, so you are expected to weigh. So make sure you have a scale, and make sure it's in grams. So not all scales do that. Some scales do pounds and ounces, and they won't go to grams. So just make sure, and they're easy to find, and they're not expensive. So you do need a scale. Dried fruits and veggies and juices do not count towards the total, simply because dried fruit has the water removed, and so part of the whole nutritional fact of fruit removed, and juices have all of the fiber removed. So juices are not a great way to get your fruits and vegetables, so those are not counted because there's no fiber in them. You can't count fruits and veggies that are processed and packaged, so you can't like take your apple pie and go, well, there's apples. Or your bag of chips and go, it's potatoes. So no, it can't be
sweet potato chips.
Right? So yeah, it can't be processed or packaged. It has to be standalone, which is what they've already talked about. You can count what I already talked about, the veggies. If you're going to make like butternut squash soup, just measure it all out before you put it and blend it in. Smoothies are a great idea of how to get your fruits and vegetables. Just make sure, again, measure all your fruits and vegetables before you put it in the smoothie. Have it all measured out so that you know in the morning, and you don't even have to start measuring it every day. You know exactly what's in there. Canned items we already talked about, they're okay. Waste we already talked about, you can't measure the peels, so you can't measure a whole giant navel orange and then take half of it and peel. So make sure, take it and skin it and do it. The one thing I've read and I can't find, some people have asked, like, what if you eat a plum or a nectarine and the pit is inside? I think, according to what I've read, if you get the pit out, get the pit out. If you can't, like a plum, that would be really hard to do. It's not going to really change that much for you anyway, so don't worry about it. But like an apple, make sure you core your apple. Orange, make sure you take the skins off. When you're at home and at work, it is expected that you well, not at work, but I mean measuring yourself and measuring your food and taking it to work with you. it is expected that you'll weigh them. If you go to a restaurant though, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna want you to go back behind and weigh your food before they bring it out to you. So that's where they talk about being sort of learning eyeball, because this is sort of a life skill as well. Like pretty soon you're gonna be after this challenge, you're like, I'm not weighing my food every day, this is stupid. But you're gonna learn about how much 100 grams is. So about 100 grams, and they've got a little diagram down there in the bottom right corner. That's 6 cups of food, and it adds up to 800 grams. So it's not as much as you think it is if you get dense type of food. So about a cup of food is about 100 or more so grams. And so 6 cups of food with your snacks is probably close to 800 grams. But if you even look on this one right here, they've got 6 cups of blueberries, apples, bananas, and all whatever else they got there, and it adds up to more than 800. So when I first talked about 800 grams and I was deciding if I was going to do this, I was like, what? How much is actually 800 grams? Is it like a bucket of food? Like, what do you have to do? But it's not that much food. And it honestly, when it adds up, so I looked at different things and putting it together, and she says the same thing. It's about 500 to 600 calories of food a day for the 800 grams. We mostly eat somewhere around a 15 to 2,000 calorie diet, so there's still plenty of room for you to eat other stuff, right? So, but think of that much food and you only get 500 calories. That's pretty cool. That's why it's good to eat fruits and vegetables. Okay, and then they talk about in a restaurant, I'm not sure if I would go with this, because usually the portions I get of vegetables are not that big. But it says 75 to 85 grams is about what a restaurant puts on your plate of vegetables. I wouldn't go with that. I would like use your fist method. So most people make a fist that's about the size of a cup. So if there's 6 green beans, I'm pretty sure that's not a cup. So just to kind of go with that as well. Okay, we just talked about that in the beginning, and I'm just going to quickly go over this idea of getting out what you put in. So we've talked about just about everything on the sheet now. This is my little time to tell you what I want you to do or what I hope you do. So yes, you can eat 800 grams of potatoes, but if you're here, my guess is you want to get healthier. Otherwise, unless you're just like, I can do it, I can eat 800 grams, I'm going to make it happen. Right, Jeff? But if you're truly here, I think you're here because you want to get healthier. So if you want to get healthier, then please, what you put into this is what you're going to get out of it. So if you decide, yeah, I'm going to do my 800 grams, but I am not giving up pizza and beer, I'm just not every night I'm going to do it. That's fine. You'll still be healthier, right? You'll still be healthier because you put fruits and vegetables in your body, and those are all the vitamins and minerals that we need. But will you lose weight? Probably not. So just if your goal is to try to lose weight, other things have to go with it. So just trying to put some healthier stuff on your plate with that. So lots of people have asked me about the fruits and the vegetables thing. How much fruit? How much vegetables? She literally says you can eat all fruit. Because her premise is, if you have a terrible diet, let's say you just have a whole diet of processed foods, if you switched from that to half of your diet being fruits and half being processed food, you're still better than you were before, right? And that is her whole idea of this is, so I'm not believe like, oh my gosh, it's way too much sugar, but she's just like, but it's better than what they were doing before. So if it's better than what you were doing before and you eat all fruits, then go and eat all fruits. If your goal though, and you've worked with me before, and your goal is to lose weight, fruits come with a bit of consequence. They have lots of sugar in them, not lots, but they have sugar in them more than vegetables. Vegetables don't really have very much sugar. So there'll be consequences. So if you eat bananas and apples and pears and grapes for your 800 grams, yep, you'll be healthier, but you'll have put a lot of sugar in your diet. And so probably at the end when we put you on the InBody, you would be like going, gosh, nothing happened, or I even gained weight. So just make sure you know that the sugar comes, or that fruit comes with a bit of consequence. It's really healthy sugar, best sugar on the planet, but it is still sugar. So it's still going to come with calories and sugar and all of that. But she even still says, she goes, even if they eat a whole bunch of fruit, it's still not going to be like 1,500 calories. It's just not. So what I would do, and what I will probably do is, for some of you, I would say maybe 70-30 split, 70 vegetables, 30 fruit. I probably am more in the 80-20 range. You just figure out you. And so if it's going to be 50-50, keep maybe your snacks with fruit, because usually when we want a snack, we want something that's going to pop our blood sugar up. So fruit does that better than vegetables do. So don't not do the fruit. Just be careful of how much fruit you're going to do. And then the last thing I'm just going to talk about is certain diets, because people are like, well, can I eat paleo? Can I do fasting still, intermittent fasting? I don't care what you do. So her rules and my rules are kind of, I've done so many challenges now that paleo is a great way to eat. Primal is a great way to eat. Intermittent fasting, fantastic. Keto, yes. But all of them have the one thing in common, and that's eat the vegetables. So every single challenge, if you look back at what I've done, those of you that come to me go, yeah, I want to get healthy, but I don't eat vegetables. And I'm just like, that's going to be a problem then, because you have to eat vegetables. So
they want to check it out too.
yeah, so they all have really good parts, and I wouldn't say no to any of them as long as they work for you and that's what you are getting. But not one of them says no vegetables. So vegetables and fruit come with all of it. How you want to put it together is completely up to you. So I think that's it. Talked about that, and I talked about that. All right. Oh, the one other thing. So there's 2 challenges. So we're doing the first one, 800 grams, and then she has another one. So this one is just to get you to eat the fruits and vegetables. Then she has another one that's called the lazy macros, where we do start to put our plate together a little bit better. So it'll be like fruits and vegetables with lean protein, and then you're sort of building your plate and starting to put it all together. So I think as long as this one goes well, my plan is to do that one soon after it. So just sort of have that in your back pocket, so that hopefully by the end of 4 or 2 months worth of challenges and eating fruits and vegetables, that it is all drilled into your brain. So I just haven't decided if we're going to do it right after, or we're going to wait for the holidays. We shall see. We'll see what your feedback is like. Then the last thing. So I think Cassie put this out on Facebook. So one of the big questions has been, how do I eat fruits and vegetables? How do I prepare them? I usually steam my broccoli every day, and that's what I eat every single day, or I eat green beans every single day. What am I going to do? So everybody has their own way of eating vegetables, and I'm sure we have lots of good recipes between all of us. Some of us have really good spices that we use. What we are going to do on Facebook is we can create a folder on Facebook. So what I didn't want is for you to all enter your stuff, and then when you're going to find it, you're like scrolling through going, where is that recipe? We can put it into a file in our Facebook group. So we're going to continue to use the same one, Got Better at Home, but we switched the name to, All Things, that's it, All Things GBT. So there's going to be a folder in there, and then you'll be able to go in there and find the recipes. So what I am encouraging you all to do is participate in that. So don't just leave it up to Doug Epley because he's got all the food recipes. Make sure that you all participate. So if you have a good spice and you're like, this is fantastic on Brussels sprouts, or this is how I do Brussels sprouts and make my kids eat them and they like them, I'm going to put one on there that's a ranch dip. It's fantastic. So when you're trying to eat your raw fruits and vegetables, it's a great way to just dip and be able to not just eat raw broccoli if you don't want to eat raw broccoli. So I'm going to put that in there. Put your stuff in there, share. If you can't figure out how to do it, or you don't have Facebook, email it to me and then I'll get it in there. But that way then you can go in there and you can be like, oh, that looks great, or this is, and then we hopefully get some good ideas and recipes out of all of it. So I'm encouraging you all to put 2 things in there. 2 recipes, 2 ideas, 2 spices, whatever it is. This is what I do, this is how I make my smoothie, whatever that's going to be for you. And so then everybody, we have an arsenal to use. All right. Now, any questions? And you can come and ask me privately too if you want. I do need, if you can, if you haven't paid, because I need it to go up so that you guys are starting to get stuff by Friday. So just make sure you pay. If you could pay me tonight or tomorrow, that would be great. And then make sure the people that haven't done InBody, I have a whole slew of people tomorrow. If you're not signed up though tomorrow and you need InBody, then see me so I can try to get everybody done on InBody. It's for your benefit. We're not you're not getting prizes for the most weight or anything. That's purely for you and your knowledge, so you know. And that's it. All right. Good luck, everybody. Oh, the running challenge, Steve told me. The running challenge. So, the red folder is here. Some of you have signed up, and I know quite a few of you want to do it. This is a great way. So I'm not running this part. Steve and Nancy and Mark are running this part, but it's a great way to go with what we're trying to do, right? And if you're like me, like today, that quad is terrible. Not because of the overhead squats, because of the running. So it's a way to get It's a way to get better at running. So it's not highly intense or anything like that. It is again going to go through Sugar WOD. So Saturday we're going to do the baseline. It's been well explained in the email. And then there's going to be about 2 different activities a week for you to do. Again, it's all on your time. You don't have to come to the gym to do it. You can do it at home. It just has to be done by the end of the week. By the end of Sunday, I think is what you guys said, right?
Count for your exercise.
What's that? And it will count for your exercise, exactly. So you'll get an exercise point.
I'm signing up.
And you can run, you can walk, or you can walk. So you don't have to be a runner to do this. This is just about you getting better. So I think it's fantastic. I think everybody should do it. Like if you're not doing it, ask yourself why. Because it's a way for us to get an exercise point, which we need right now. And it's going to be winter pretty soon, so get out there, enjoy, and get better at running, walking, whatever it is you're going to do. If you're going to sign up, please, like some have told me they're doing it, but they haven't put this on the piece of paper. So Steve needs to know and Nancy and Mark, because it's going to start on Saturday. If you can't be here Saturday, that's fine. It's well written in the email that he sent out or that they sent out as to what you're going to do. So you can do it today or tomorrow or whatever day. Just enter your time into Sugar WOD on Sunday.
We'll do that one Saturday, and then
Sunday
look for Sunday for the activities for the next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Saturday will be the day because we're doing the baseline. It'll be on Sugar WOD that day. You would just enter your time, and then in your notes you would say I made it to this distance. That was my turnaround point because you're going to need to know that for when you do it. The repeat at the end. So that'll be on Sugar WOD, and then it's very simple. They're making it very easy. There's going to be some track workouts, 2 or 3 of those, right, on a Sunday. Purely optional. They just will help you. Steve is going to run those at the track. I'm not sure if you guys are doing it too. And that's it. So it's only $10, and what?
I was saying, can you get 2 points for workout? I'm just thinking like Steve works out and then like goes and rides his bike forever. I'm just wondering.
No, I didn't make the rules. Sorry.
Okay.
She made the rules.
I was kind of wondering if you do 2 workouts one day and then the other
Can
one
it count for the other?
Yeah, no, you cannot. So you cannot like go work out all day and go, there's 5 points.
Carry over. I got
You do not get to bank points. You do not get to bank, that is a good point.
Oh, right.
You do not get to bank your 800 grams either. So you don't get to go, shit, I did 1,000 today, I'm putting that over. No, you do not. So no banking points, no banking
What
workouts.
if I eat it at 12:30 further back?
Yeah. Eating carrots before you want to bed. I have to get 10
I mean, because now it's Tuesday, if I'm Monday night at 12:30.
She went out drinking.
Because I don't
she
go to
gets home
bed.
after
Well,
midnight,
if
so
you
she-
want to start at midnight or at 12:30 a.m.
Because after you're drinking, you always want to eat carrots.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so if you're going to do this, please, because I've only got a few people on here, sign up. It's $10. It's not bad, and it is going, half of it is going to charity. So you're
So
good.
is the goal of the running is to become faster or to be able to cover the distance?
Yes.
Yes.